picture the scene. It is late. You are at home. Maybe you have poured yourself a glass of wine. The lights are dim.
You are relaxed.
Exactly. And you are scrolling through your phone, looking at a conversation thread that has been, well, electric.
The kind of conversation where you can almost feel the heat coming off the screen?
Yes, that exact feeling. The banter is flowing seamlessly. The chemistry is completely undeniable. You have a date set for tonight.
You are looking forward to it.
You really are. You've kicked out the outfit. You have mentally cleared your schedule. You are actually genuinely excited.
Which, let us be honest, in the modern dating landscape is a pretty rare feeling to have.
It really is. But then, maybe 2 hours before you're supposed to meet, your phone buzzes.
And you know what is coming.
You look down, fully expecting a text saying they cannot wait to see you. But instead you see this. I am so sorry. Work is crazy today. Can we reschedule?
The stomach drop.
The air just completely leaves the room. And here is the exact moment where most people, especially if they're just trying to be polite, make a fatal error.
They want to be accommodating.
Right. Or maybe they are learning English and they just want to use the standard friendly phrases, so they type back immediately.
No worries at all. I am free all week. Just let me know what day works for you.
Oh, I can physically feel the cringe hearing you say that out loud. It just feels so...
Wait, it hurts to say.
It really does.
But that right there, that is the always available trap.
Yeah.
And look, we are doing a deep dive today into something a little different. We are looking at the source material from Midnight English episode 7.
Which is fascinating, by the way.
It is, because we are not just talking about vocabulary here, we are talking about status. We are talking about the underlying psychology of attraction.
And specifically, what the source material calls the high-value response. Because that text you just read, that I am free all week text, it completely kills attraction instantly, does it not?
Instantly. And we need to dissect exactly why that happens, because on the surface, it looks like you are just being nice.
You are being flexible. I mean, if this were a business meeting and a client canceled on you, being flexible is usually a good thing, right?
In client service, yes. In attraction, absolutely not.
Why is it so different?
Because attraction relies heavily on a power dynamic. When you say, I am free all week, what is the actual subtext? What are you really telling them about your life?
That I have no other plans, that my calendar is just empty.
Worse than that. You are broadcasting a message. You are saying, I have no life, I have no other options, and I am sitting here, phone in hand, desperately waiting for you to pick me.
Ouch. Put like that, it sounds incredibly tragic. It is like you are putting yourself on the clearance rack.
Exactly. You have heavily discounted yourself. You have to understand, attraction requires friction. It requires a little bit of the unknown.
A mystery.
Yes. If you are an open book that is always available to be read, there is absolutely no urge to turn the page. You have failed the test.
Wait, so this cancellation, you were saying it is a test?
Always. Whether they consciously mean it to be or not, it's a fundamental test of your social value.
And most people fail because they're just so afraid of losing the connection.
They think if I do not make it incredibly easy for them, they will walk away.
So today we are fixing that. We're going to break down the chunking method from our source material. We are going to cover setting boundaries, handling flakes, and the fine art of the walkaway.
This is all about moving from that over-accommodating, anxious energy to a place of absolute emotional control.
This is for anyone listening who has ever felt their power just completely drain away the second they hit send.
Let us start with phase 1.
The source material calls this the soft cancel. This is specifically for handling flakiness without being mean, but also without being a doormat.
Right. So you get the text. Work is crazy, cannot make it. You feel disappointed. That is a natural human reaction, but you cannot show that disappointment.
Why not? I mean, isn't vulnerability supposed to be a good thing?
Vulnerability is for committed relationships. Stoicism is for dating.
That is a harsh truth.
It is the truth. If you show you are hurt by a virtual stranger canceling a first or second date, you are signaling that you are way over-invested.
You're giving them too much importance too soon.
Exactly. You need what the material calls the unbothered pivot.
I absolutely love that term, the unbothered pivot. It just sounds so incredibly smooth.
Think of it as a martial arts move for your phone. You use their own momentum against them.
Okay.
You have to show them that their cancellation does not affect your emotional state whatsoever. You are not sad, you are not angry, and most importantly, you are not waiting around.
So walk me through the language. What is the very first chunk we need to master here?
Key chunk number 1, all good, I will make other plans.
All good, I will make other plans.
Now pay very close attention to the intonation. This is crucial for the English learners listening, but honestly for native speakers too.
How so?
It is not a question. It requires falling intonation. Not all good, it is all good. It is casual, it signals finality and confidence. I am not hurt.
It is that second part that really feels like the sting, though. I will make other plans.
That is your secret weapon. Think about the psychology happening here. When someone cancels on you at the last minute, what does their ego actually expect you to do?
They expect me to be bummed out.
Mm-hmm.
Or they expect me to try and reschedule immediately to secure the next available slot.
Precisely. They fully expect you to try to lock them down. Instead, you are looking at them and telling them, okay, you are busy. I am going to go have fun without you.
It implies that you are highly in demand. That you are not just going to sit alone on your couch and watch Netflix just because they bailed on you.
You have a list of people, or at the very least, a list of options that are waiting for your time.
And that triggers something in them, doesn't it?
It triggers a tiny psychological spike of FOMO, fear of missing out.
Because they thought they had you?
They canceled thinking they held all the power because they controlled the schedule. You responded by simply taking the power back. You are going out. You are living.
Suddenly, they're sitting there wondering exactly what those other plans are.
And who you are with.
And who you are with. That mystery is exactly where attraction grows.
Yes.
Okay, so I clearly see the power move there. You have firmly established that you have a life. But let us play devil's advocate for a second.
Go ahead.
If I actually do really like this person, and I do want to see them eventually, how do I handle the rescheduling part? Because the natural instinct is to immediately say, okay, well, when are you free next?
That is the instinct, and you must suppress it entirely.
Really? Never ask them.
Never ask, so when are you free? Immediately after they give you a cancellation.
But how will we ever meet?
If you ask that question, you are rewarding their bad behavior. You are doing the administrative work for someone who just blatantly disrespected your time.
So what is the alternative line?
Key chunk number 2, let me know when you figure out your schedule.
Let me know when to figure out your schedule.
And then you stop. Do not add anything else. Do not add a little smiley face. Do not add, hope to see you soon.
Just that one sentence.
Just that sentence.
It feels, I don't know, almost passive. But in a very powerful way. Like you were just leaning back in your chair and watching them.
It is what we call active waiting. You are putting the ball entirely back in their court. They are the ones who broke the plan. Therefore, it is their sole responsibility to fix the plan.
You are refusing to carry the mental load of the interaction for them.
Correct. You are basically saying, I am interested enough to reply to you, but I am certainly not interested enough to chase you.
And here's the hard truth that I think a lot of people are deeply afraid of.
Which is?
If they really want to see you, they will figure out their schedule. They will text you in 2 days with a specific date and a specific time. And if they don't, they won't.
And if they won't, you have your answer anyway.
That is the scary part. I think so many of us fill that silence with, how about Tuesday? How about Wednesday? Purely because we are terrified that if we do not prompt them, they will just drift away forever.
Then you let them drift.
Just let them go.
If they disappear simply because you asked them to handle their own schedule, they were never really there to begin with. You cannot lose something you never actually had.
Wow. That is a really heavy realization.
Yeah.
But it is also incredibly liberating. Okay, let's turn up the heat a little bit.
Yes, do it.
That was the soft cancel. Maybe they legitimately had a massive work crisis. But sometimes you already have a rapport.
Yeah.
You know they are interested, you are interested, but they messed up.
They were careless.
Right. Maybe they're running late, or they canceled for a completely dumb reason. You do not want to be entirely cold because the vibe is generally good, but you absolutely need to make sure they know you are not a pushover.
You have to check them. This is phase 2 in the source material, the penalty.
Or playful boundaries. This feels like a very delicate balance to strike.
It is delicate. It requires a high level of social calibration. You are clearly acknowledging the bad behavior, the cancellation, or the lateness, but you are framing it as a debt that they now owe you.
It completely turns a negative situation into a flirtatious positive.
Exactly.
So how exactly do we phrase this debt?
Key chunk number 3. You owe me a drink for this.
You owe me a drink for this. I could literally hear the smile in your voice when you say that. It has to be delivered with a smile.
The tone is everything here. If you say it with a flat, serious effect, you owe me a drink.
It just sounds bitter.
You sound bitter and transactional, like a debt collector. But if you say it playfully, you owe me a drink for this.
It becomes a challenge.
It is a flirtatious challenge. It establishes very clearly that your time has real value. You booked this time for them, they wasted it. There is a cost to that.
But because you are framing it around a drink, it implies that there definitely will be a next time.
It does. And practically speaking, it solves the logistics for that next date.
They are buying.
They are buying. It sets the power dynamic right back exactly where it belongs. You are the prize. They have to do a little work to win you back.
I love that. It completely takes the awkwardness out of figuring out who pays on the next one, too. You have already negotiated it in advance.
And you did it while flirting. That is high-value communication at its finest.
Now, what about the serial offender? Or maybe not serial yet, but someone who is really pushing their luck. Say you are at the bar, waiting. They finally show up, 15 minutes late, breathless, apologizing profusely.
We have all been there.
You want to give them a chance, but you really need to fire a warning shot.
You need to set a firm standard. If you just wave it off and say, oh, it is totally fine, and smile, you have just trained them that being 15 minutes late is perfectly acceptable to you.
So what do we say instead of, it's okay?
Key chunk number 4, do not make it a habit.
Do not make it a habit.
Again, you are looking them right in the eye, a slight smirk on your face. You hand them a menu and you say, do not make it a habit.
That sends a chill down my spine, but in a very good way. It feels very cinematic.
It is a warning wrapped in velvet. The subtext is very clear. I am cool enough to let this slide this one time because I am a relaxed, confident person, but I have high standards. I will not tolerate this twice.
It is so much better than acting grumpy or being intensely passive-aggressive for the entire first hour of the date.
Passive aggression is a low-value trait. It is childish.
We have all been on those dates where the other person is technically physically there, but they are punishing you with this heavy silence.
Direct communication, even when done playfully, is always high value. You address the issue, you set the boundary clearly, and then you move on. You do not sulk.
Okay, so we have successfully handled the flakes, we have handled the latecomers. Now we really need to go deeper. We need to talk about phase 3.
The walkaway.
The walkaway.
This is where things get very serious. This is not about scheduling conflicts anymore. This is about emotional manipulation.
The dreaded mixed signals. The pulling away. The taking 3 full days to text back.
The hot and cold game.
Yes, saying I really like you in person, but then acting like a complete stranger when you are communicating on the phone.
This is the emotional quicksand where most people just drown.
And I think I know exactly why. It is because we naturally try to solve emotional confusion with logic. We send the essay text.
The wall of text.
You know, the exact one I mean. You sit down and you write a massive, highly emotional paragraph, asking things like, what are we? Or why are you ignoring me?
I just feel like we were not on the same page, and I really want to understand where your head is at.
Exactly. You pour your entire heart out. You're trying to explain all your feelings logically, really hoping that they will read it and just have this massive epiphany.
You hope they'll text back and say, oh my God, you are so right. I've been terrible. Thank you so much for this 3-page letter. It changed my life.
Does that ever actually happen?
Never. Not once in the entire recorded history of dating.
Why not, though? I mean, logic works in almost all other parts of life.
Because attraction is not logical, and the essay text absolutely reeks of insecurity.
It shows your hand.
It shows that they have completely destabilized your emotional state. You are handing them all the leverage on a silver platter. If someone is giving you mixed signals, the most attractive thing you can do,
the only effective thing you can do,
is to thoroughly remove your attention.
The source material calls this the clean cut.
You stop feeding the beast. You do not ask them why they are acting this way. You do not complain about it. You state your standard and you step back.
So, someone is actively playing games with you, hot and cold. What is the precise line we use?
Key chunk number 5. Calm, direct, and mature.
I am not a fan of mixed signals.
I am not a fan of mixed signals. That is so simple.
It completely cuts through the noise. You are not asking, why are you doing this to me? You are not crying. You are simply stating a personal preference. I am not a fan of mixed signals.
It essentially implies, you are giving me mixed signals. I do not like that. So I am stepping back until you figure your own stuff out.
It forces them to make a choice. They either have to step up and clarify their intentions, or they have to let you go. It is a strict binary choice. And a high-value person simply does not have the time or the energy to decode mixed messages.
If you have to decode it, it is not for you.
But what if they do not step up? What if you realize, okay, this person is really just playing with me? Maybe they are just keeping me on the hook for the ego boost and the attention.
Then you need to end it.
How do you do that without sounding hurt?
You need the ultimate conversation ender. You need to firmly close the door and lock it. And you need to do it without looking even slightly bitter.
Give to me.
Key chunk number 6. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Wait, that is it.
That is it.
It feels incredibly dismissive, almost boring.
That is the genius of it. It is polite, dismissive, and utterly final. Think about it for a second.
Okay.
You have been arguing, or they have been incredibly flaky, and you finally decide you are just done. You do not send a long, dramatic goodbye letter. You do not block them in a fit of rage.
Because that shows they affected you.
Exactly. You just say, have a good one.
And then what?
And then silence. Infinite silence. Absolutely no further texts are allowed.
That is the really hard part. Fighting the overwhelming urge to check your phone to see if they replied to it.
It is the only part that actually matters. Have a good one offers absolutely no hook for them to grab onto. There is nothing in that phrase for them to argue with.
You literally just wish them well.
It shows ultimate emotional control. You are not bitter. You are just finished.
It really is like closing a door. It is not slamming it in their face. It is just quietly clicking it shut.
It drives people crazy, quite honestly.
I bet it does.
Because narcissists, or just general time wasters, they deeply expect the fight. They feed off that drama.
So when you deny them the drama,
When you give them a polite, completely bored, have a good one, it signals that they did not even impact you enough to make you angry. You are just effortlessly moving on to better things.
it really circles back to what we started with at the beginning of this deep dive, that James Bond or femme fatale mindset.
That is the absolute core of all of this material. Think about those archetypes. Does James Bond ever panic when a plan suddenly changes?
Never. He just smoothly adjusts his cufflinks and orders a martini.
And does the femme fatale ever send 5 rapid-fire text messages asking, "Are you mad at me? Did I say something wrong?"
Absolutely not. She's way too busy having an incredible life. She is probably already on a plane to Paris.
That is the exact energy you have to embody. This is not just about memorizing 6 phrases from a script. It is about a fundamental internal shift in how you view your own time and your own inherent value.
The source material mentions a really key insight here that stuck with me. People respect what they cannot control.
That is a very powerful phrase.
People respect what they cannot control.
That is the ultimate truth of human nature. If someone feels they can constantly cancel on you, treat you poorly, give you absolute crumbs of attention, and you will still be there smiling and accommodating them,
They lose respect for you.
they cannot respect you. Biology simply will not let them. And without respect, there is absolutely no attraction.
So by being genuinely willing to walk away, you actually become substantially more attractive. It is a wild paradox.
It is the ultimate paradox of dating. The exact moment you are truly, deeply willing to leave the table is the exact moment they most want you to stay.
It really reminds me of negotiation tactics in business. Finding your walkaway point.
It is exactly the same principle. The strongest negotiating position you can possibly have is being able to walk away and actually mean it.
Because if the other side knows you will never walk away, they hold all the leverage.
They can lowball you forever. But if they know you have a firm limit and you will calmly leave the table if that limit is crossed, they start to treat you with care.
That applies to literally everything, doesn't it? Salary negotiations, buying a car.
And your heart. Especially your heart.
You said something very important just then, though, and mean it.
Yes, you cannot just pretend.
Yeah.
People can intuitively smell a bluff.
You cannot just say, I will make other plans, while you're sitting in the dark staring at the wall.
You have to actually have those other plans. You have to actually be fully willing to find someone else who does not flake on you. You have to deeply believe that your time is scarce and highly valuable.
Which brings us right back to the unbothered pivot. It is not just a texting technique, it is an entire lifestyle.
It is self-respect in action.
So listeners, you step away from this deep dive. Here is a final thought we want you to really mull over. We have talked a lot today about dating. We have talked about text messages and drinks and romantic dynamics.
But take a second and look at the rest of your life.
Exactly. Where else are you currently being way too available?
Are you over-accommodating at work? When your boss dumps a massive project on your desk at 5 p.m. on a Friday, do you instinctively say, "No worries, I am free all weekend"?
Or what about with your friends? Are you the one who is always driving, always doing the planning, always adjusting your own personal schedule to fit theirs while they constantly flake on you?
Maybe it is time to comprehensively apply the unbothered pivot to your whole life.
Maybe it is finally time to say, I will make other plans, and truly mean it.
Start small. The very next time a boundary is crossed, do not apologize. Do not over-explain yourself. Just pivot.
And just watch how the world starts treating you differently when you do. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the high-value response.
Do not make it a habit to miss our discussions.
Oh, I see exactly what you did there. Have a good one, everyone.
Have a good one.